seems like there's a bit of a Bitcoin Treasury doomsday theory out there, which is that people already sort of connecting this market movement to the formation of a next bubble. I was at permissionless in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago, and this was kind of the kind of narrative that everyone had seemed to kind of settle on, was essentially that what's going to happen with these Bitcoin Treasury companies is they're going to be the hot meta for a while. These companies are going to get overextended. Maybe they'll take on debt and leverage at some of these higher numbers that you spoke about, and there'll be eventually kind of an unwinding of these companies. Is that what you see? Do you agree with that?
I don't think so, because you're just not seeing that type of money flow into them yet. You're not seeing much deployed yet. Like the numbers are just tiny still, like infinitesimal compared to the size of the market, and tiny compared to MicroStrategy alone. Like they're just all so small. So I just think this is like, this is in its infancy, and it's something that will grow. And we haven't even seen the category of company that I expect to kind of dominate this, 5 years from now, will not just be purpose built from the ground up. It'll be companies that actually have, cash flows and otherwise would be leveraged buyout targets, LBOs, which is why we named it LBEs, because it actually has the same characteristics. And instead of going private, which happens 30 to 40 times a year, a major market public stock in the US gets taken private off NYSE or NASDAQ like 30 to 40 times a year. And I think that's probably the same number of starts that you'll see for new LBEs in 5 to 10 years, where you have good cash flow and a low multiple, which means that the market doesn't trust you to reinvest your profits into your business. And instead, you'll put that into Bitcoin. And I think that will be the profile of the majority of LBEs in the future. I think right now it's just, as you can imagine, it's speculative and it's new. And so people are just coming up with like however they can start a company. So it's just like, let's grab a shell and grab some capital and let's start a company. Right. And that's the speculative phase of this. But this is not anything. And this is another thing that a lot of the bankers were saying over the summer and around the Bitcoin conference is like, hey, just like back in 2021, when we got 12 miners public, we're going to get 12 treasury companies public, and that's going to be the cohort. And that's kind of the thing. And that's it. I don't believe that at all. I think there's a limited number of miners that make sense to have public. I don't think there's a limit on the number of companies that own and hold Bitcoin and aggressively or conservatively try to acquire more opportunistically, or, full bore like Metaplanet and MicroStrategy. I think that it's all super, super new still. And we have no idea how this is going to play out. And I think anyone, first of all, almost everybody talking confidently about what they think is going to happen, they don't study it as much as I do. And I have no idea what's going to happen. So I don't actually put much stock in their forecasts.